I'm a lion. I sleep for 22 hours and I hunt for 2 hours. I never miss my target. That's practically what you get from being in a school like Greensprings. It prepares you for a future. It doesn't prepare you for a career. It prepares you for a future. So regardless of where you go within that space, you literally will conquer. Hi, my name is Obafunwa David Abimbola. I'm an artistic director. I'm into the creative industry. So I major in dance and other forms of the arts. My career took off in 2001 when I won my first national dance championship organized by Spirit of David, and I became a national dance champion 3 times, twice back to back, between 2001 and 2005, or 2001 and 2006, so about 5 straight years. And then I went on to win Celebrity Takes Two with my partner then, Fundola Awofibi, in 2007. And late that year, the same year, was when I became the dance director of the longest, Africa's biggest reality show, Multina Danto. And I literally ran the artistic of the dance content for that show, creating concepts and everything, year in, year out, for about 10 years, all the way to about 2016. In between all of that, we started a training foundation for young dancers in the country called the Dance Day Training Foundation. It's Nigeria's first training foundation for dance. It started in 2009, so somewhere in between that. And it's still on. This is the 11th year of the training foundation. Now, what we do basically now is that, in 2017, I became a planning committee member for the Lagos of 50 celebrations. We're about 12 of us selected by the executive governor of Lagos State, Professor Wale Soyinka was the chairman of the committee. I was the youngest serving member of that committee. It was a great honor to be in their midst. So we had the opportunity to serve Lagos and help Lagos plan a 50th anniversary celebration. But I studied microbiology, and before I studied microbiology, I attended St. Andrews College, and before then, I attended Greensprings. And I realize, it would be hard to have known then, but now I realize that all of that, being in Greensprings, kind of prepared me for the decisions and the tough decisions I would probably be making in the future. And when you get to that point where you're making a decision like that to switch careers, you want to be well grounded in who you are, and I feel like that foundation came only from my years in Greensprings. It helped me to stay grounded. It helped me to not waver, to know who I was, and to know that regardless of the space, as long as I was interested in it, I had the ability to dominate it. That's practically what you get from being in a school like Greensprings. It prepares you for a future. It doesn't prepare you for a career. It prepares you for a future. So regardless of where you go within that space, you literally will conquer. Okay, so talking of, when I say foundation, I'm not exactly, the foundation is more about the mindset and culture that Greensprings imbibes in you as a student. I'm not talking about syllabus, and I'm not talking about steps to achieving a goal. That's not what I mean. So we call her mommy. Quite a number of people call her Auntie Line, and now people call her Miss Koipi. We had an opportunity to relate with her one-on-one when we were in school, because the school was still small, and and basically it's the culture of who was leading the school that went through our marrows. She was able to pass who she was down to us. So her ideology, her sense of discipline, her provocative thought processes, and now I hear that Greensprings is the thinking school, first thinking school is in Nigeria. That didn't just start now. That probably has been given a syllabus or a structure now, but that has always been the culture of Greensprings. And so we had the opportunity. So for instance, now you probably have kids, when you ask them a question, they would, or tell them to do something, they would probably think through it, think through the why before they answer. We were given an opportunity to always do that when we were being trained in Greensprings. So half of the time when you make a decision as an ex-Greensprings person, you're not making it because 1,001 people are doing it. You're making it because you have thought through the process, thought through the outcome, thought through how you would feel with the outcome, and then you begin the journey knowing that you have ended the journey already in your mind. So that's basically what we took into the world, and it helped us in the kind of decisions we made along the journey. So and it's a very strong thing, because a lot of people, a lot of young individuals these days are basically told what to do. So they are doing it from a place of instruction, not a place of conviction. But in Greensprings, you are convinced about what you are doing. That way, you are able to do it for long, rather than doing just what you were told, and then when you finish, you stop. When you do it out of a place of conviction, you're doing it and you are ready to not stop, to go through. Why? Because you have seen the full picture in your mind and you're convinced that it will work. When I say a graduate of Greensprings schools, two things must always come, must always show. A graduate of Greensprings school must be confident and be a game changer. A graduate of Greensprings school does not conform. They change the status quo. So everyone is going left, they're going right, and they're not going right because they just want to be disobedient no, they're going right because they know that after a while the rest of the world will be going right. So they pave the way for the rest to go right. I just told you my career. If I was conforming, I would have been in Cayman Islands by now, doing some laboratory work in my uncle's hospital. I would have just been doing something, but I did. I stayed. And it wasn't easy. It's not like it was easy. So I'm not saying these things because they when you don't conform, they have the rest of the world against you, obviously. But like I said, because of that conviction you have, something will work. And the world is telling you it wouldn't, but something in you is saying it would. And then you have been trained to believe or listen to the mind or the voice that speaks from the inside. Then you don't conform. That's what it means not to conform. I'm a lion. I sleep for 22 hours and I hunt for 2 hours. I never miss my target. When I say sleep, I don't mean literally sleeping. I mean I'm in a place of rest for 22 hours, literally planning, not moving, not doing anything. And then I go out to hunt for 2 hours, knowing that you have increased your chances by 99.9% to hit your target because you have eliminated all of the variables. And in a place of, so I believe that what makes a man dangerous is the ability to be patient enough to wait for your turn. That's what makes you most dangerous. It makes you vulnerable, but it also makes you most dangerous. Half of the time, you have a lot of decisions made by people who have not thought about the processes well enough. And that's why you have a huge rate of failure. Once a dream hits you, once it gets into your mind, the solutions and the challenges surrounding that dream also come. If you choose to focus on only the vavavu quote of your big dream, the lights, camera, action, and choose to ignore that there will be challenges, then you would run out in the excitement that you have received something and not know that it takes a while for your dream to germinate and become that tree. That so it'll be like the mustard seed, and how it grows to become one of the most giant trees in the forest. So half of the time you have people who are excited about the dream and not realize that it is still a dream. It is not reality. What makes it reality is the process that you are willing to go through. So I start off a journey knowing that there is a process to it. So I consciously tune my mind to the process. I hold the dream and look at it in the morning, but I focus on the process, and I am willing to day by day work that process, knowing that if I do this right, that is, it's impossible for me not to get it, basically. Because half of the time you are ahead of the game. That's how the lion does, really. The lion is there sitting down, and if you see any pictures or you watch the videos on safaris, the lion sits. And the lion is there in the midst of. The lion is not the strongest animal, just in case you don't know. The lion is not the strongest animal. The lion is not the smartest. The lion is not the biggest. In fact, the IQ of the elephant is multiple times greater than that of the lion. But the lion sits in the midst of all the giant elephants walking around it, and it just sits there. And if you go, just do your research, you watch the videos, the lion sits, and where people are seeing size, the lion is seeing large, and he's sitting. And you think the lion should move. The lion is not afraid. It's not afraid of the obstacle. It's not afraid of being in the midst of the struggle. It's not afraid of being in the midst of where it can be crushed. But it knows that it has to stay there for it to conquer it. Because when you stay in the situation, you are able to understand how it operates, the weak points, the strong points, the best time of the day to attack, the wrongest time of the day to attack. You are in the midst of all of that. And so those are the things that's basically my motto. That's how I live my life. I don't run away from the challenges. I stay in there. I might be, in quotes, how they say it in Nigeria, drinking Gary, but I'm drinking Gary knowing that I'm watching. I'm watching, and I know that one day I will know when it's time. I will strike. There are lots of motivational lies in the world, and the motivational lies breed an impatient generation. Everything takes time. Every single thing that will last will take time. Part of going for your dream is not you going for every audition. The greatest part of going for your dream is preparation. That's why when you went for the last audition, you came third, or you came fifth, or you came 17th, and someone else won. When you look at statistics, the person that won was the person who was most qualified or most prepared. Then you say you go for another one. You didn't win, you came 15th this time around. Another person won. The person that won was the person who was most qualified or most prepared. They mean the same thing. Most prepared makes you most qualified. Then you go for 10 and 20. And in the 25th one, you win. And then you come out tomorrow and you preach a message, or you do a motivational talk saying, just keep going for it, keep going for it. You will get it one day, you will get it one day. It's a lie. For every time you lost, that was your own training. The person that won spent time training before coming for that competition. So preparation doesn't mean inactivity. It just means that you are reducing your chances of disappointment when you prepare longer or harder. A lot of times you go and you don't make it the first time, you don't make it the second time because some motivational speaker told you to go. If you don't have a strong spirit, you just might never pursue that dream again. You will think that you are now not the person for this kind of dream. But I believe in this principle where you say, when they say to you, chase after perfection, you will land at excellence, or you would, if you chase perfection, the worst you will be is excellent. And I believe, and I tell the young people I talk to every day, I say, the only thing the world respects is not, of course, it's not religion, it's not culture, it's not billionaire status. The only thing the world respects is excellence. They would hire your enemy to work on your farm if he's the best at what he does. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So I am a huge fan of pursuing your dreams. I believe that if I'm a Christian, so allow me to quote from this. It says, "You grant you the desires of your heart." And granting you the desires of your heart is not, my understanding of it is that if I have the Spirit of God on my inside and He wills and does of His good pleasure through me, through the Spirit that dwells on my inside, and I have the mind of Christ, then I have no desires of my own. Every desire that I have is of Him that works through me. So if I desire a thing because I am in God, then that thing was God who desired it for me or through me. It wasn't my desire. So granting the desires of my heart is not granting me what I desire, but granting me what to desire. And at that point, everything changes. So when I have a dream, it comes from that place where what gave birth to the dream is the Spirit of God telling me that this exists somewhere. All you have to do is pull it down into your realm. That's why the success rate is probably 99, in fact, it's 100%. All I have to do is just walk the rest. Now, having said that, because I understand that principle, I know that according to sayings, or you probably would have heard it before, that if I aim for perfection, I will settle at excellence. And excellence is a good place to be. Why? Because the only thing the world respects is excellence. It doesn't respect certificates, degrees, careers, trainings. It doesn't respect it. It respects excellence. You have to be the best at what you do. They would hire your enemy to work on your field if your enemy is the best at what he does. Let that sink in. Now, having said that, you now see that you cannot underestimate the place of preparation or owning your skills. Because for you to truly dominate and for you to truly change the generation you are in, you have to be the best. And being the best is not you running from one place to the other. You're trying to gain experience. I understand that. But you taking out time to reduce or eliminate the options of failure is more important than you taking the opportunity without thinking. You save yourself the trouble, you save yourself the stress, you save yourself the disappointment when you prepare excellently to be the best at what you do. That way you're able to go long rather than going hard, loud, vavavomish, and all of that. And after a while, 2 years down the line, 6 months down the line, nobody remembers you. Why? Because there was no depth and there was no true content. I'm here today because I have a role model in Ms. Koike until when we talk about people who have built or who have a legacy, I'm probably our number one fan. Fela Durotoye inspires me a lot because I see a man who is diligent in building leadership qualities and skills in the generation that we found ourselves in. I have a role model in the arts, Segun Lawal. He's single-handedly redefined dance for Nigeria. He's the head of Spirit of David. It's in branches around the world. It has thousands and thousands of members. They've done 99 shows. They're doing show number 100, and they have never repeated one show. They haven't repeated a show. Most performing arts institutes will do a show 99 times because they want to milk the money. This other institute has done 99 shows in 21 or 23 years, and has not repeated one show, and they're about to do the 100th show. So I have a role model in inspiration. I mean, I have role models in inspiration, game-changing inspiration. Someone like Vishen Lakiani, someone that inspires me a lot. I believe of the Mind Valley. I believe his mind is in the future. Someone like Vusi Tembekwayo, I think, is also a role model. Is when it comes to entrepreneurship and teaching the skills or the leadership skills of an entrepreneur, Vusi does that. So I can go on and on about who my role models probably are, but I just basically try to learn from every single person that has substance, every person that has something to share. And once I see that there is depth in what to say, I know that that person is the real deal, and I try to learn. I think the most surprising question, well, I don't know if it's surprising, right? But the question I get all the time is they look at me, they hear me talk, and they have finished the conversation, and they say, "Why dance?" and I don't know why they ask the question, because I'm like, why not dance? I mean, dance is a way of life. Dance is a common factor, that every human being has, and they share. You know, so we all dance, even if it's in your bedroom or your bathroom. You dance. I have two lovely children. Um, Fortunately, thank God, they are also Greensprings students. Both of them, Harold and Hadassah, lovely kids. Yes, so I'm happily married with one wife, two kids, four of us. That's all. That is it. My brother, you mean after all I have said, you're still asking me why I chose Greensprings? Please tell me any other school that you think they should have been in, and I'll tell you 99 reasons why they should not go there. You know, but seriously, it's a no-brainer. If I have benefited this much, the Greensprings of now is not the Greensprings that I. Why wouldn't I want them to be in the Greensprings of the future? You know, knowing that they are going to come back to teach me. I need to learn. I have to learn new things. And literally, I do learn new things. I'm not joking. They come home and then by the time they begin to unleash, and I'm like, what is going on? Why does it look like four of us are still in school? Me, your mom, and both of you. Why are you giving us assignments that we all have as assignments, and we're doing your homework together? It feels like, okay, I'm the one, this homework is really for me. And then all the VLE and all of that, I'm like, okay. There's a sense of responsibility that it places on the average graduate when they're leaving. They leave knowing that they are not just going into the society to become wealthy and work and all of that, but they're going into the society to make the world generally a better place. I want to be remembered as someone who helped you put on the light. The guy who put on the light. Now you can see, basically. So put on the light on your inside, put on the light on your dreams, put on the light on ideas that you probably had on your inside and you were not sure if you should pursue or not. Put on the light in situations where you felt were chaotic and you just didn't know the way to go. Put on the light on your career, put on the light on who you really are as a human being and your definition of life as a whole. Who basically just everywhere he went to, put on the light, and people were more enlightened about who they are and what they've been called to do, because they met him. So it really had nothing to do with my career, has nothing to do with dance. Just any way I can put on the light, I want to be remembered as that person that did so. Just that. I'm basically talking to every alumni out there. Come home. Come and join the Greensprings Alumni Network. get an opportunity to share from your journey, share with the younger generation, the future of Greensprings going on right now. You have an opportunity to come join the alumni network, come home, share your knowledge, share your experience, share everything that you think would make the next generation not make the same mistakes that we probably made, or make the next generation know that the future is theirs for the taking. So it's an opportunity for. I'm glad to be here, and I'm talking to every one of you out there. Please come home. We need you so we can uphold the legacy of Greensprings. There's an extra perk here. I gather that you also get an opportunity to benefit from the alumni discount. I'm not going to say I said that, but that's not the reason why I'm saying this. But just come home. We need you from wherever you are around the world. Join us and let us uphold this legacy. Greensprings has been good to us. It's time to give back.